Hi, my name is Anna Canino-Flute. This is my Project Marketing and Assessment Plan presentation for IST 613. My host library is the Carlson Science and Engineering Library at the University of Rochester's River campus. Ken Harper and Sue Cardinal were my host librarians, and they have a vision for a outreach satellite reference service in the atrium of the new biomedical and optics building next door to the Carlson Science and Engineering Library. The concept is a simple one. Station a reference librarian armed with a laptop to take advantage of the wireless internet to access digital reference resources and offer reference services in the lobby of this busy new building. By stationing a reference librarian in the midst of this busy atrium, the Carlson Science and Engineering Library hopes to reach students and faculty and staff who might not otherwise visit the Carlson Science and Engineering Library. With the advent and popularity of online science journals and other digital resources, the visits by science and engineering faculty to the physical building of the Carlson Science and Engineering Library have dropped dramatically. As a result, the reference librarians feel they're losing contact with this faculty, and with the loss of contact, there's less opportunities to discuss what kind of resources they're interested in, what ways to improve the collection. And the reference librarians want to find a way to reach out to faculty in light of the fact that they no longer visit the library. Science and engineering students are notoriously independent. They feel very comfortable searching the web and technologically savvy. So the ones that come to receive reference help at the main desk of the Carlson are often arriving there feeling very defeated. They have tried to do something, and something they feel they should be able to do, and have failed, and now they're turning for help. And the reference librarians at the Carlson Science and Engineering Library really want to reach students before they reach that point of defeat. They want to reach them when the assignment is fresh, when there's still so much time to research, and they hope to do that by placing themselves in a non-traditional location, by being right outside their classrooms, by being in a place where they might not expect reference service but might be happy to receive reference service. Students study in the atrium space at the Goergen Hall. They wait for other friends and have lunch. And this might be a wonderful opportunity to make connections with students when they're in a different mental space, when they're not feeling defeated and frustrated, but instead in the midst of their day. The information needs of the college staff are basically unknown to the reference librarians at the Carlson Library. College staff come to fetch things for the faculty, but very rarely come to the reference desk, and certainly don't come looking for their own information needs to be met. Hopefully, by being stationed in a common area where college staff move through often, it might increase the incidental contact and the awareness of reference librarians being there to answer their questions and their information needs too. Probably the most valuable thing I did for this project was to explore the literature. In the last 10 years, lots of libraries have experimented with offering reference services in non-traditional locations. They called them many different things. They called it libraries on location, on-site, outpost, outreach, satellite liaison services. But the idea was the same. The idea was, let's go reach students and faculty and staff where they are instead of expecting them to come to us. I mean, some of the advice is very straightforward. Start small, see what happens. Something I think meshes well with the vision here at the Carlson. I think we can pilot the service successfully without completely overhauling the vision of reference at the Carlson, and see if the assessment data bears out that there's a market and a real reason to offer the service. While looking at the literature, I really felt confirmed that the location chosen will be a benefit to the service. Goergen Hall is a high traffic location that is academic in nature. It's a home to lecture halls and classrooms and offices and research space that means that students and faculty and staff that walk through that area are in an academic frame of mind, and thus might be very open to making contact with reference librarians. Now, this might seem like something very common sense to know how to do, but in order to guarantee success, one of the things that the reference services need to do is to properly identify the purpose and objectives of the service. You will be outside the library. The normal cues, like a desk that says ask or information, are gone. You will not be surrounded by books or computers. You will be in the midst of a space where people are just hanging out. How do you identify to those passing by that you're there to offer service? You're not on your off time, you're on duty. And that's something that the Goergen Hall reference teams need to really consider. That they need to find a way to communicate to those around them that they're there to offer help and what kind of help they're there to offer. One of the main aspects of this project was articulating what the goals and outcomes for the Goergen reference service were. And the reason we did this is because you need to be able to answer why. Why offer service outside the library? You have a perfectly nice desk. Why go outside? Why try this new thing? Well, this is why we think the reference service at Goergen Hall would be meeting a need and how that would impact the users of the library. One of the main goals is to increase awareness of the Carlson Science and Engineering Library's reference resources. So in essence, the service is an outreach tool for the library. If engineering students, faculty, and staff begin using the Goergen reference service, they will build a connection to the Carlson Library. They will use those resources more often because they have seen them in action, connected them to their lives. And the second goal of the Goergen reference service would be to increase contact with faculty. And the impact that would have would be that the science and engineering faculty, by making contact with reference librarians, would be inspired to collaborate with reference librarians more often. That they might see it as an opportunity to invite the librarians to come into the classroom and present a particular resource that might be beneficial to their class, that they might consider referring students who are having problems writing good research papers to the reference service, and that would all come about because there was personal contact and there was sort of a mental reminder that these resources exist by just simply seeing them offering service while they walk through the area, or by stopping by and having coffee with the reference librarians in this casual context.